Hey listeners, this is your storyteller Kylie Rose here with a quick note on this episode of Sirens of Sundown. The audio quality will be different than it normally is due to some technical difficulties, but rest assured, you are still in for some good old pleasure before business with the ladies. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the Drylands. This episode of Sirens of Sundown contains content that some listeners may find disturbing or uncomfortable. For a full list of content warnings, please check the show notes. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Sirens of Sundown. You all kind of finish up your little conversations here in the Slippery Minx. It's about midday at this point, drinking a little early. But you know, here out on the Drylands, it's 5 o'clock somewhere always. As you kind of finish up, we see Mercy walking your direction towards Yen and Yaz here. What would y'all like to do?
I think what we all want to do is, as we're kind of winding down the rest of the day before we have to go meet Mr. Lucanus, we're just going to sit here at the Slippery Minx, and we would love to do a group check to see if we can eavesdrop on the different patrons. I think we're just trying to pick up any intel about some of the jobs that we've had or anything. I think the three girls are together and they're working the room trying to gather some of their some information about the Dire Gang, about the Lost Oasis and all of that.
And I think specifically another thing Yin would be looking out for is she wants to see if she can learn any new information about the, I don't know if she got a name for the organization, but the one Ophelia is a part of.
Oh, Baneborn.
If there is any other information, because, Yin's getting the good side of it. Maybe other people have different opinions.
I'll say if you would like to do a group check, who is going to be making the main roll? This is going to be instinct for the person that's making the main roll. If you want to use other skills, you can.
Oh, I am.
I think Mercy is just going to be sitting pretty on the counter, and I think the way Yaz is helping, and she's doing what she does best, so she's sweet talking everybody. So I would love to make a presence roll to assist.
Hell yeah, go ahead and make a presence roll for me. We'll just say this is a flat 15. No matter what, you'll get information, but there'll basically be levels to it.
And I think the way Yennefer is going to take part in the group check, I think she's just going to go mean mug all the big people in here, offer to arm wrestle them, and during the arm wrestle, she wants to chat with them, see if she learns anything.
Yeah, strength check for me.
I got a 17, so +1.
I just crit.
So how I'm going to do it in this campaign, because we haven't really had a moment where we crit on a group roll. A crit with a group roll, since it's a smaller table, it's a +2 to group checks. You just clean house as you go through. Yeah, +3, Amina. So yours does matter with Hope or Fear, but go ahead and make a instinct roll.
That's +3 to Amina's roll. Hell yeah.
So that's a +4 because I have a +1.
With Hope?
21. Didn't even use my experience.
Okay, I'm going to give you all a bit of information here. So 15 was that base threshold, 20 was the next, and then 25 would have been the next one up.
Your prayer dice.
I'd have to use the 4, so that would...
That'll get us to 25, which is the next one. I think it's worth it.
All right. 1 prayer dice. I rolled a 4 earlier, so...
Put your trust in your sirens, Amina.
Yeah, I think she's sitting at the bar. I think in this moment, her drink isn't quite strong enough, so she takes out her flask and she pours a little more, and she's not tipsy, but she's definitely a little more, because she's been drinking a little bit on and off now. Seeking out pleasure is just part of their her religion. So I think with her like this, she's just a little more grounded. She's a little more open and just paying attention to everything. And I think she's just really feeling not just herself, but like everyone around her.
As you kind of feel out everyone around you, you have Yaz chatting people up, you have Yen arm wrestling people here throughout the saloon in the Slippery Minx. You all had mentioned a few different things. The Lost Oasis, the Dire Gang, the Baneborn. Is there anything else that you might be looking for? I want to take what you all are looking for, and then with the 3 tiers, I will let you pick 3 that you really, really want information on. And then I'll give you the opportunity to ask a question after I give you the information.
I think one thing Yennefer would be looking for outside of those topics is she wants to know who tries to cheat in these rodeos, because she's not going to let anybody cheat her sister. And especially she wants to look into Miss Fancy Pants Burlette, and she wants to see if she's doing this legit or if she's doing it down and dirty. That's going to be a no-go with Yennefer.
Noted. What about Madame Mercy and Yaz?
Mercy would be interested in hearing more. I'm assuming Yez told them about these angels outside, so I think Mercy would be interested in hearing more about these angels that are attacking people somewhere.
Yeah, I think Yaz, in addition to sort of the basic information about the jobs that we might have, I think she's interested in learning more about her sponsor and like things in Cinderline and possible changes that are happening since the last time that they were in there, because she knows like they have these jobs that they potentially could do, but like what if they complete these jobs, like what is it going to mean afterwards? And while she's like real excited she's being sponsored, she wants to make sure like she knows a little bit more what she's getting into.
Beautiful. I'm going to go around, and then, like I said, you'll get to ask me a question after I give you some information on each of these topics. That's how I'm going to work this group check. Specifically when you're looking for like kind of in these social saloon situations, this is kind of how we'll do this mechanically as we go forward. So starting with who are the cheaters in the rodeo, and a little bit about Burlette Molasses. Burlette Molasses is a Nepo baby. She comes from a rodeo family, and she has been raised doing rodeos. She's good at it, but it's because she's had everything handed to her. She's been set up for this her entire life. She's not a cheater when it comes to that. She also has a lot of that pressure, a family name, the Molasses name. It carries a lot of weight. So that is something that you could imagine probably weighs a little heavy on someone when you're trying to uphold something that is so foundational to the family. Now, as far as cheaters go, while he wasn't one, especially with this newfangled rodeo shows going on and it not being like how it used to be, Mr. Garth Bayou is a bit of a cheater sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
He figures, what's a rodeo without a little bit of mounts going off the haywire? What question do you want to pull from that information?
I think Yennefer thinks she feels like she can handle the cheaters personally. So now that she knows who might be cheating, she'll keep a good eye on that, as well as warning her sister to make sure Sandy's cool, calm, and collected. I think she wants to look a little bit more into, I guess the question I'll ask about Miss Burlette is what seems to be the easiest way to crack her, make her lose her cool, make her maybe perform worse under pressure.
As you kind of are arm wrestling with these people, you're sitting at a table with this rather fit Furbolg man, and you slam his hand down, and he kind of like grabs his wrist. He's like, damn, that was crazy. Well, yeah, Miss Molasses, her daddy is always at these shows. He always says, he's like, you got to get fired up. And it gets in her head sometimes. I've seen it.
Good to know. Good to know.
She starts panicking. You got to shout it loud enough, though.
So So if I get her dad all fired up and shouting that louder than the general audience, it'll really get into her head.
I've seen it with my own eyes. It's about time somebody knocks her off a peg, you know?
That time is coming tomorrow. My sister, Yasmin Nash, she's gonna knock that lady off a pedestal so quick.
Well, I'll make sure to put some coin down on your sister.
It'll make you a pretty penny, that's for sure.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Yennefer. Kino is my name.
Nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't already heard, me and my friends here are going to be performing at the House of Radiance, the fancy one. If you're looking for a show that's once in a lifetime, you'll find it there tonight. Probably be limited seating with as many people we've told, so get there early.
Well, I will be there, Miss Yennefer. You have yourself a great afternoon, and I'll see you at the party tonight.
Thank you.
As you gather that information, we'll pivot over to Madam Mercy. You find a kind of middle-aged halfling man and his wife. Her name's Penny. She looks at you and says, "Listen, darling, so those angels, they're out there near the Dust Sea. I heard rumors that some of the prospectors out there's talks of like old Essentia in the sands where the water used to be. But I've heard rumors that there's like a big crystal out there, like some type of ancient relic. I've also heard too there's like a temple buried underneath the Dusty Sea. We saw some folks driving out there, a big envoy of people, not too long ago, and they were being escorted by those angels. I don't know, about 4 or 5 carriages going out there being escorted out to the Dust Sea. Actually, first thing this morning.
Insignia?
No insignia, but a big man got into one of the carriages that was heading out there. I did see it this morning. I did.
A big fancy man?
Yeah, he had like a big cane. Bald head. Mm-hmm.
I see. These angels come and you hear about them much? Where do they come from?
That's the thing. I don't know where they came. This is very recent, like about a week ago, roughly. If you want to ask another question, since you rule with hope, I'll let you do that there, Mercy. Any other questions you have based on the information?
Yeah, she would just look at her and say, "And whereabout is this dry sea? Is that what it's called?"
Oh yeah, darling. If you leave Cinderline here, you just head southwest from here. If you follow the river, there's a spot where it kind of starts to fade out, and that's where the old Dust Sea is. It's probably about a day trek from here.
Well, that certainly is something. I'll be sure to stay far away from there, right? That sounds pretty dangerous.
I reckon so. I mean, I heard a couple stories about those angels attacking people, and that just seems so bizarre, right? They're angels. They shouldn't be doing that. That seems
right.
So strange. So strange.
Maybe they're falling.
Who knows? A lot of stuff happened after what history says. Yeah, I hope that helps answer some of your questions, dear. We're gonna head out. We're gonna go grab some. We're gonna go make some lunch, but we'll And she like looks at this. Did you give her a flyer?
Yeah, I think she would just pull out the flyer and she would say, "Well, you're getting lunch, but if you're looking for dinner, out here, this place has really good food and a show to go with it. A party tonight."
Oh, that sounds lovely, actually. She looks at her husband. She says, "Hey, Schnook, do you want to maybe go to the party tonight?" And he goes, "I guess so. Maybe we'll go get a little bit of dancing in." And I mean, her radiance, oh, she's so lovely. And she's like, "What'd you say?" He's like, "I'm just kidding. I think she's lovely too." And he's like, "Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're gonna head out." Penny, she goes, "All right, darling, we're gonna head on out. But we'll see you later tonight at a little shindig, and we're looking forward to seeing you play. I'm sure it'll be lovely."
It will be. And I'll see you there, Penny.
She gives you a little wink. She hops off her little stool and takes her husband by the hand, and they just walk out together. And then from there, we'll kind of pivot away from Madam Mercy over to Yaz. As you talk to people here, you actually strike up a conversation with the owner of this establishment, who obviously has a lot of has been here for a bit. You see May Stark is her name. She's a bit of an odd duck, you could say. She's wearing like a house dress. She has like dreaded red hair. The house dress that she's wearing, if you were to x-ray this person, what her bones would look like underneath. It's a really strange, and she kind of just like looks wide-eyed as you're talking with her, and she's always kind of like got her hands up by her face, and she goes, well, the von Falkensteins, they're a very nice group of people. The family's quite nice. I love Solana. She's so lovely. I go visit her all the time. I'm a very sad person, so she cheers me up quite a bit. What were we talking about? Oh, the von Falkensteins, yes, and you're sponsored by them. That's amazing, dear. He's a good man. Very good man. He's gonna do a lot of good here for Cinderline, I think. There's been a lot of, like, hatred towards demons and devils, but he's supposed to be kind of setting some type of treaty to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. I don't know what people's problems is with the demons and devils. They're actually not all that bad. They get a lot of bad rap. They were left here too by their creators. Anyways, very good people. They own all the railways, so you have quite a good sponsor. She doesn't blink the whole time.
I think Yaz takes all this in, and I think the question that she'll ask is she'll be like, yeah, I mean, they've just been absolutely lovely, but I'm just curious if, how other people in the outpost might feel about them. Is anybody, have they ruffled any few feathers? What is like?
Yeah, definitely. The prospectors definitely don't like them. They think that, well, there's a song called Devil by the River. It's about how the devil came and stole away all the essentia. The prospectors hate them a lot, which is unfortunate. It's terrible. So they don't particularly care for the von Falkensteins. But, could be worse, I suppose. There's a specific company that doesn't care for them. The Terra Treasure Company. Not very nice people. She kind of just stares at you.
I think Yaz is just nodding along and smiling and drinking her lemonade. She's actually drinking some lemonade. And she'll just go, oh, yeah, I heard about them. I mean, what are they up to now after, there is no more essentia in the river, so what are they doing?
They're out digging in the Dusty Sea, I think. Yeah, there's like the whole company is. The man that owns the company, Yol is his name. Y-O-L-E. The E is silent.
I think if you're going to pick one word, if you're going to go for the one word name, I think you should make it a good one word name. You know what I mean? Just rolls off the tongue,
It rolls off real good, yeah.
Yol.
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 I think that's all of Yaz's questions, and I think she's just gonna turn to Miss May Stark and be like, I'm real excited to perform in the rodeo you're sponsoring tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I am. Oh shit, I am sponsoring it tomorrow. Oh.
If you don't want to go, it's okay. I'll just tell you if I win or lose afterwards.
No, I'll be there. She gets real close. She's like crawling up over the. Yes, I'll be there.
All right. I hope you'll be rooting for me at least.
Yes, she shakes her head.
All right, Miss Stark, you have a lovely evening. Yaz does not invite her to our party tonight.
I think you see, like, as you walk away from her, you see a few fairies fly by and, like, drag her out.
We do not need that energy.
Amazing. So you all gather a little bit of information there.
And to clarify, we don't get any other information about the jobs that we were doing. I just want to make sure, like, for this check, like, it's just what we asked for.
Since you rolled a 25 there, I'll give you a little bit of information. The Dire Gang, nobody's heard anything about them in this area, which is a bit suspicious. The Lost Oasis is a real place. The people that you talk to say that there is rumors the water itself, you can walk on top of it. And there is a point on the Lost Oasis where you're in the right place when you actually fall into the water. but it is a vast lake. It's basically in an old crater, water on top of it, but the water is so dense throughout from some type of mineral resource beneath it that you can literally walk on water. There is a point where that concentration of minerals causes you to sink down, and that is allegedly where a particular key might be.
All right. Thank you very much.
You got it. As you finish gathering your intel here at the Slippery Minx, what would you all like to do now?
I think the plan is to go meet up with Mr. Lucanus if Yen and Mercy agree. I don't know if we're a little too early in that or if we need to like rest up before we do that, but I think that's the plan.
Yeah, I think Yennefer would come on over to her sister. Is it time to go meet your boo or your sponsor, whatever the difference is?
He is married. Yen, come on. I am many things. A homewrecker ain't one of them. I do think that we should go pay our respects. He just kept paid for a lot of things, and I gotta, tell him a real good thank you.
I saw the receipt for sure. I saw how long that was.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. He said you could get whatever you wanted, is what I heard, so.
And everything was for me, and it's all for me. It's all for good cause.
Of course. I'm sure Mr. What was his name? Diego? I'm sure he would corroborate that.
Yes, and by the way, ladies, I got a special surprise for our performance tonight. I know you told me to take care of it, and you put your trust in me, and I did not let you down. It's going to be brand new outfits for the whole trio.
Ooh.
Sister, you know I am one for tradition, but since you went through all the trouble, I might as well embrace it. I think you would see Yennefer pick up a black speaking orb, and she'll put it to her face. Alistair, the Sirens of Sundown are inbound. Make sure you're ready for us.
Why can't you ever talk like a normal person? Ever?
Yeah, what is inbound?
I thought you were about to say sirens are inbound over, which I don't understand what that even means.
Somebody who talks like you today. I told you all about him, right?
I don't know. Mercy, why do you think that there's so many of these types in the Dryland? I've been trying to diagnose it for months, and I don't know, you see a lot of people.
I speak completely normal, okay?
You speak fine.
Thank you, Alistair. I know.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I know. My sister, I think she speaks a little weird, frankly, but I don't tell her that to her face.
I think she would lean in and say, I've noticed that they just probably have some more experiences than we do.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. All right, I'll be open-minded, Mercy. You're always teaching me, trying to expand my horizons, keep an open heart. I got to listen to you.
Anyways, we should go chat with Mr. Lucanus and see what he might need of us, right?
I mean, he asked to meet with us after Madame Mercy convinced him to reconsider some things. And I think I know that we're still keeping our options open, but I don't know. I think we really got to hear him out and see where this all leads. And from what we've heard, that Mr. Rastigan is real bad news. And I don't know. Cute family, evil kingpin. I know my pick.
I think it's obvious which way I'm going to lean as well. I don't want to do business with the devil. With all that being said, I'd still like to look into the Dire Gang and see if they're causing trouble. Just because we complete one job for Mr. Devil doesn't mean we have to do business with him.
I would like to look into that Dead Sea. We might just strike it rich, y'all.
I mean, all courses kind of convene, because if Mr. Rastigan is out there striking big, I mean, I think Mr. Lucanus might want to know about that, because if he gets his hands on that much Essentia, I don't even think Mr. Lucanus will be able to outbid him anywhere in the Drylands.
And he seemed pretty happy handing me over that softball, so I have a feeling maybe he's confident that he's about to strike it big. So maybe you have a point, sister.
That's what it sounds like. That's true. He's working with Terra Treasure Company, who doesn't like Mr. Lucanus, so he might be double dealing as well.
And is he working with competitors?
I don't know. Madam Mercy, the more we learn about this guy, I really don't like him. I might sign off on your bullet over there, too.
The ways, sister. You know, I never really ask you for favors. Could you use your ways of persuasion for me just this once? I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh, anything for you, sister.
You know, I was speaking to Miss Ophelia about some business I may be doing with.
Speaking, huh?
I don't know what you mean. We were just talking, but
It's really hard to talk to someone's backside like that, from what I know.
I was just making sure there was no. Anyways, you see, Yen is flustered. She's not like this often. She is looking for property here in town where her organization could meet up that is safe and secure. If that is something Mr. Lucanus could provide her, it would do a lot in helping me get into her organization.
All right. I mean, it might require some delicate persuasion, but it seems Mr. Lucanus wants to help mitigate this demon and devil problem, and maybe having someone like Miss Ophelia in town alleviate some of the concerned citizens.
Of course.
Again, I'm not saying no. I think we should let Mr. Lucanus play his hand first before we play ours. As smitten as you might be, I think Miss Ophelia would understand.
Is that what they do, though? Alleviate the concerns? I got the feeling they were more of hunting the demons and or devils, not trying to mitigate damage.
Yeah, I think the issue is right now in Cinderline, every single demon, devil, and monster is on the hit list, and Miss Ophelia seems to take a little bit more of a careful approach, as shown by the fact that she didn't kill my good sister here. So,
does her organization, or is that just a personal preference?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you at the moment. I got the feeling Miss Ophelia is a good person, and I don't think she would affiliate herself with people who weren't on the up and up. But I will get that answer for you and let you know, Mercy. I think she'll look back to her sister, and you are right, sister. We'll let Mr. Lucanus play his hand. But if the opportunity does present itself, I would deeply appreciate it.
All I'm saying is he's sponsoring me, and if I win the show tomorrow, he might be sponsoring me for a long time. So
I don't want to do anything to put your sponsorship in jeopardy. I understand how important that is to you.
I just meant that it might not be something we talk to him right now, but we might have to bide our time so we can learn more about him and more about Miss Ophelia besides what her backside looks like.
Sister, you think I'm smitten, but I was just having a lovely chat with a new friend. But anyways, I'm gonna get walking to Mr. Lucanus because it is almost sundown, so we gotta keep moving.
I think Yaz is gonna look to Madame Mercy and be like, "Oh, she's got it bad. This is not good. This is not good. I have not prepared her for this, Madame Mercy. I have not prepared her for this at all."
This is lovely. I think she should just dive right in head first to that backside if she wants to.
But Yen is gonna go ahead and get herself an entire new business venture before she makes a damn move, which is a lot more complicated.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Business and pleasure, well, I don't know. They mix quite nicely at my saloon.
I want her to stick to our mantra of pleasure before business, and now she wants to do business before pleasure. It's all just backwards.
Well, I have an idea that's sort of business, but maybe, okay, no, that's just business. I'm so sorry. I don't have an idea, but I do think we should invite her if we're going looking for this group of people, and or if we're going to the Dead Sea. And then maybe on the way there, pleasure will happen before business. You know, we could camp out right before and make the fire extra warm.
Right, and me and you just happen to have to go for a little stroll out on patrol, and we just leave them all on their lonesome beneath the stars, you know, Madam Mercy.
Or all of a sudden, y'all have to suddenly not share a tent, and then they have to share a tent for some crazy reason.
So true. I mean, I'm so sick of sharing a tent with Yen, and I really, you know, I need a break from her. So I think there's no choice but for her to share a tent with Miss Ophelia. You're so right. You're so right.
Mhm.
And I think tonight, Miss Ophelia's gonna eat her heart out when she sees Yen.
Well, I think if all goes well, we won't have to worry about trying to help Yin get to the pleasure before the business. Maybe they'll just arrive there at their own. I've got faith in her. She's come this far. At least she's staring at her backside.
That's true. It's improvement. It is for sure improvement. You're so right. All right. Let's go grab her before she makes another business proposal instead of just asking someone on a damn date.
So as you head out of the Slippery Minx and walk towards the Von Falkenstein estate, their little house, it's not even an estate, it's a rather modest home as you approach. It's on top of the hill that overlooks Cinderline. You would see there's a beautiful fence that surrounds it. There are a few horses galloping about, and you would see the little mini horses you saw on the train out there as well in the little pasture. You would see there's a windmill that spins around as the wind pushes through the area, a small red barn where they would keep the horses and other livestock. You see little Nev and Luke climbing on this single tree that sits in the yard, and you see standing there on the front porch that kind of wraps around the house, this two-story home, farmhouse. You see Lucanus watching his kids play. You see Agatha LaBelle, their tutor / kind of nanny, keeping a lookout on the kids. But you would see Elizabeth come up next to Lucanus, and he would wrap his arms around her, just rest his head on her shoulder, or on top of her head rather, as they look out at their kids. And as you kind of walk up in that area, you see him wave to you, but you are first greeted by Nev as she runs up. She's like, "Hi! Hey, everybody! Oh my God, you're here!" And she jumps into your arms. I think she just runs up, jumps into Yaz's arms.
Yaz picks her up and gives her a hug, and then she'll twirl around and get on her knees so that Sandy can kind of join in on the hug. And it's just two girls and their companions in a big dog pile cuddle.
Yeah. And I think she lets out a little coo in that moment, and you see Luke kind of just standing off to the side, looking, and he goes to Yaz and Yen and Madame Mercy. He gives a little wave. He starts kind of walking over gingerly, and I think we see Nev. It's so are you're here for lunch? And I heard your dad said you're coming over to talk. So also congratulations again, Yaz, on your sponsorship. That's really cool. I'm really excited to see you tomorrow. You're gonna be the best. You're gonna win, and you're gonna beat Burlette Molasses. She's kind of a phony anyways.
Oh, Nev, of course I'm gonna win, because I'm gonna have you in the stands rooting for me, and you're gonna be my lucky charm, all right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be all decked out, and I talked to Dad, and I said I wanted a bedazzled little vest and a little hat.
Yaz sheds a tear.
She runs over. She's like, "Sandy, let's go see Luke." Sandy looks up at you to make sure it's okay, and then she takes off, and you see Luke just starts giggling as Sandy comes over. He just starts petting her very gently, and he just is kind of just rubbing the sides of her face, and she just puts her little forehead on his again. And you just see Nev. She's smiling, seeing her little brother just happy with the big cat, the big saber-toothed tiger. And I think Lucanus kind of breaks away from Elizabeth, gives her a little kiss on the cheek, and walks over to see you all. And he goes, "Oh, well, hey, ladies. Sirens, I should say. Thanks for joining us here for a little bit. I won't take up too much of your time, but I wanted to just have a little bit of a discussion, and obviously a lot happened on the train, and thank you all again for stepping up, and that meant a lot to me and my family to see there are good people out there in the Drylands, and it's good to be reminded of that, so thank you. If you'd like, we've made a good spread for lunch. I'd like to chat more about the conversation Madam Mercy and I had, but with all of you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lucanus. Thank you for inviting us into your home. We just lovely to see your family. And yes, I think there's a lot for us to talk about, but we can break bread together and like a good old family should.
Let's head on into the house. And he goes in. You see there's like some people up on top of the roofs too. Looks like this is a recent home that they've purchased. Renovations need to be made. You see that some of the windows have been broken out. Maybe some of them look a little recent, like maybe somebody vandalized their house while they were gone. But he walks you in, and Elizabeth sees you all. She's like, "Oh, it's good to see you. Don't mind the mess. We're doing some renovations. We had a little bit of it seems, well, we're taking care of it."
Oh, I'm so sorry, but it's still a lovely home.
Thank you. It's, it's a little fixer-upper, but it's coming a long way, and we make the best with what we have, and we have a lot, so we realize that. So.
And I think a lady with your style and grace can really turn this place around.
Of course. Well, I won't hold you up. I know you need to speak with my husband, so don't keep him too long. And she gives a little wink, and she walks off to the side to kind of get things ready.
How much staff and stuff do they have?
They have 3 staff members beyond Agatha LaBelle and Braun and Alistair.
Am I getting the impression that they are of the undead variety as well, or?
All of their staff are living.
Okay.
All of them are half elven individuals. They all look very lively and upbeat and seem like they are treated very well.
So it's mainly from what I understand, it's mainly their security that is undead? Okay.
Yeah, they don't have to sleep, so.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay. Wasn't sure if there was some sort of undead conspiracy here that Yin has in the back of her mind, but I think she'll take a look around the house while her sister is smoozing, boozing, and all the like before we sit down. And I think she's not going to be too nosy because she doesn't want to step on any toes. But I think even though there's no signs of it yet, she just wants to see if there's any other signs of like undead activity, necromancy, anything of the like, just for her to keep in mind, just in case. Because while this person seems friendly, she just wants to double check.
Yeah, absolutely. Go to make an instinct roll for me as you're moving through.
I have a +0 to this. I'm gonna roll my. What is that? A 6 or a 9? 6. 7 with hope.
With hope? Okay.
Yeah.
As you look around the house, for the most part, the only thing that seems strange and out of place is the fact that there's a bunch of renovation going on here right now. And I think a lot of that you just see is, it looks like you see, with a 7, I'll give you this. You see on these bricks that were thrown through the house, you see like demon lover, that's what you would see. You see staff members picking it up, and honestly, the people that are doing the renovations are just taking those bricks and just putting them in the house as like a thanks for the material, in defiance into that. Yeah, I think, but beyond that, nothing seems out of place.
Yeah, when she doesn't find anything, I feels like she's pretty trusting of this person. He's shown, at least so far, that he is a good person. His family seems like a good person. His guards have been, straight up honest with me, about what they are. So I don't think she's going to push it any further. I think she's just going to go into the kitchen and have us sit down and have ready to eat some good food.
Yeah, as you sit down, is Madam Mercy doing anything specifically before I kind of bring us all into the kitchen area here in the house?
No, I think she's just following.
You sit down in the kitchen. It's a cute kitchen. It's a long table. Nice. There's a bay window that looks out where you can see the horses running around. You see Sandy is chasing the kids. They're just laughing so hard. Luke is giggling like he's never giggled before. And I think you just see Lucanus looking out and just a smile on his face before he shifts his attention back to all of you as you sit down with him. There's a variety of food. There's vegetarian options. There's meat. There's types of breads and cheeses. Some various fruits spread out here. There's a decanter of wine, a bottle that they brought in, and then because it's a dry town, but they got it here, so they don't. It is what it is. You would see to what looks like a nice key lime pie, but as he sits down and looks at you all, he sets himself a plate. Before he eats, he says, "There is a few things that I wanted to discuss with you all. I've thought a lot since we had our discussion, Madam Mercy, about stepping away from Aidwolf. I think that's the right thing to do. I know that when I tell him, there will likely be repercussions from it, considering what I agreed to help him do. I don't know what it is, but my gut tells me to trust you all, and last night proved that to me. I'm willing to do something about Aidwolf. I know what he's done across the Drylands. My whole thought at first was sometimes you have to make choices and work with people in order to get into positions of power where you can change things from the top. The more I think about it, the more I realize that getting into bed with someone of the likes of Aidwolf Rastigan would probably not allow me to do so, to make change."
Something we like to say and sing about is when you dance with the devil, sometimes he or she will follow you home.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's more to this story than even Mr. Lucanus, but for that, what exactly was the plan with Mr. Aidwolf? I know you were going in business together, but what exactly does he need from you?
Can I have everybody make an instinct reaction roll?
I rolled a 10.
16 for me.
11.
Yaz, you would pick up on this. Your mention of working with a devil, there's a look, he almost quickly glances at you as you say that, and there's a look of uncertainty is not the word. When you say devil, there's something more to that. When you make that comment, you would notice there's a reaction, you catch a twitch in that. And then I think too, you would see that there is this, as you ask him about what the plan was, he says, it's almost like a pained thing. Mr. Rastigan wanted to use my influence, my image as a beacon of hope in the Drylands, my family, and wanting to make the Drylands a better place, to be I hate this word because I don't think it's true, a savior of the Drylands. And I don't think I am that. I'm just a man that wants to make sure everyone has a roof over their head, children are taken care of, they have food and water and a family to look after them. I just want to create a Drylands that I always wanted as a kid. And I think he saw that, and he knows that I have leverage when it comes to establishing businesses and recognizing companies as legitimizing companies as businesses as I have done. I knew he wanted to use me. I just know he has a lot of pull. And sometimes, as you had said, you have to make deals. You have to dance.
He is someone that many in the Drylands need saving from.
He kind of goes against everything you've been working to do, don't you?
What do you mean by that, specifically?
I hear, and it's obvious from, the rest of the folks around town and what's been done here, that you are looking to improve the relationships between what they're calling devils and demons and everything else, and yet what Aidwolf asked us to do was go after some group called the Gang, which I've heard nothing about since I've been here.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll for him. From what I've heard, the Gang is, I believe they're like a nomadic group of werewolves. From what I know, they're not aggressive or anything like that. They're pretty reclusive, actually.
Well, that explains.
What is their relationship with the other group of werewolves that we ran into on the train, if any at all?
He wouldn't have seen the symbol.
She would explain it to him.
They have no affiliation.
Aidwolf painted them out to be some sort of monsters, wants us to get rid of them.
You would see the wheels turning in Lucanus's head. That was a huge thing you just brought up, Gwen.
I think Yaz will speak up and say, I think it goes more than that, Madam Mercy. And Mr. Lucanus, I'm going to be honest with you because you've been so good to us and these other folk. But I think Mr. Rastigan is double dealing on you, working with some of the people that don't like what you're doing here in Cinderland. Rumor has it, he's working out with the same prospectors who probably are not too happy about you and your family out here in Cinderland, out in the Dusty Sea. I don't know if you knew that, but
apparently they're treasure hunting for some big Essentia crystal out there.
Seems like he failed to mention that to you on your conversation on the train.
Using some kind of angels as, I don't know, bodyguards.
Well, this is all new information to me, as far as working with a company that has been very vocal about us moving in here and our empathy towards demons and devils. I think you've seen a very calm and collected man for the most part, but in this moment, that facade is cracking. You see an angry man in front of you.
Yaz, seeing that, I think she's gonna back off the business mode, and I think she's looking around this place, and I think seeing him here with his family and their homestead, I think she can't help herself but think of like her and Yen's home. And I think she's gonna look to him and say, Mr. Lucanus, I know that this is a lot of new information, and you said yourself that you wanna deal with Mr. Rastigan, but you've been so kind to us, and I have to return that kindness. You have a lovely family here and a lovely home. People like these, when they pick to come after your family, they tend not to leave anything behind. Speak from experience.
I understand that. I think you see he takes a bite of his food, and there's just a long, hollow stare down for a moment. I'm not going to let anything happen to my family. I've seen what a broken home can do to someone, and I won't let my children suffer that as long as I draw breath. If you are open to it, I have some influence, but you all seem like you are quite the resourceful bunch. Perhaps this can be more than just a sponsorship. Perhaps this can be a working partnership as well. Because I think in a lot of ways we want the same thing for the Drylands. Or at least that's what I'm interpreting right now.
I think Yaz will look to Mercy just to make sure that this is okay. And she'll look to her sister and she says, if you help us and protect us, we can at least be a line of defense before they get to you and your family.
I don't think you have to ask for that. I'd be more than happy to take care of your wolf problem.
Madam Mercy may have a bullet with a certain someone's name on it, if you catch our drift.
That gets a little chuckle out of him.
I love nothing more than putting a bully in his place, and he seems like one of the biggest bullies out here in Drylands. I'm down for it.
Right.
I have one favor to ask you.
Of course.
I know you probably know a lot of people, and I met somebody today who I'm not really sure. I didn't ask too many questions, but I think he could use some sort of doctor, but it would have to be a really special doctor. I'm not talking about like, just normal patching you up. And maybe you know someone.
Well, Mr. Rook here in town is pretty good, but sorry if I'm catching your drift. It seems like it might be something a bit more complicated. But that said, I know there are people in Havilath that might be able to help. And there are some healers in Helia. When he says Helia, all of you know of that place, having been there before. Home to the rare painted falcons, which hatch once a year on the day of the Phoenix, in the middle of the summer solstice, during the warmest day where the sun shines through a grand arch atop this massive plateau. But you also know that there are some painted falcon eggs that never hatch, either because the clouds block the view or the sun does not completely make its way to all the eggs through the arch. Those unhatched eggs have a variety of healing properties to them, and there are particular individuals in the Drylands that make non-traditional medicines from them. And those individuals happen to be the Alloy Broncos, which is who Bastille is affiliated with.
I think avoiding Havilath for a little while, given that that is where Sir Rastigan's base of operations is, might be a good idea, but we know some folks in Helia too.
We should march right in there. After all, he won't be around.
All right.
I could take over. He said something about he has some nice places there, kind of like mine, but, not new management.
It's quite bold, Mercy. I mean, if it's something you would like to do, I'm always down for a challenge, but I think playing it safe.
No bolder than putting a bullet in him.
I think what Madam Mercy is suggesting is maybe getting to him before he finds whatever he's looking for out in the dusty sea, make sure he can't go back home.
And then march back home and just let them know they're under new management.
I think Yaz will look at Mr. Lucanus and say, we gotta reap our spoils every now and then. You have to understand. It would be in much better hands with Madam Mercy, I can assure you.
I understand. Yes.
Yeah, Yaz will look to him and go, again, we may be putting our lives on the line, but you have a lot more at stake in this than even we do. What would you like us to do, sir?
I think that his organization has its claws in many places in the Drylands. Even if we take down the Kingpin, another will rise. Perhaps it's best to unravel his organization from within when the foundation is at its weakest. Strike and tear it down forever.
That's got my vote.
Put a bullet in his head and see what happens.
I like that too, Mercy, but I do think Mr. Lucanus is right that a gentleman like that has contingencies upon contingencies. But that also means that he has many enemies beyond just those in this room. You know what they say about the enemy of my enemy and all that.
I can attest to that.
I think playing the long game is the smarter move. It would be fun to jaunt on over to where he is and put the proverbial bullet in his head, but I don't want to have to deal with a new problem tomorrow, so ending his organization for good, I think, is my vote.
Does that mean we're not going essential hunting in the dry sea? Because if he's there and we're there, we might end up putting a bullet in his head anyways, right?
I think that is still a thread we should investigate because I don't want that Essentia getting into his hands. There's a lot that he could do with that. He can make a lot more money, which will be a lot harder to untangle this web.
I think heading on over and messing up whatever plans he has and then getting out of there before, he can engage on us would be the smart play.
Well, if we come that far, we might as well take it ourselves.
I mean, if he's acting like a sitting duck, why not? But I don't think a man that powerful and that connected isn't going to have a whole army protecting him.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the Ascension crystal.
Exactly. That's what we're on the same page. I'm saying we mess up his operations, collect whatever he's trying to get, and then get on out of there. Not that we need to assassinate him right away.
Oh, okay.
Can I ask Mr. Lucanus, does he know what the plan is for? Because, the Terra Treasure Company, they ran out of Essentia to go searching through in the river. So, does he have any business intel about, how they're changing their business strategy? What are they pivoting to? Because that might give us clues as to why they're working with Rastigan.
I'm going to make this roll publicly to see if he knows.
Come on, you're our finance bro.
Here we go. First dice will be hope. Second will be fear. He has a +2 on this. Crit.
Hell yeah.
That's wild. Everything that's with us is just amazing. He's amazing.
The sirens are just fucking blessed. I'm telling you.
I can't believe Lucanus just crit with double 9s.
It's all coming up Sirens.
That's incredible. I'm so glad I asked that question.
Holy shit.
All right, hit me, Kylie. What you got? Give me that business information.
As you say, the dust sea and angels and working with this company that is known for mining, he says, I think they found one. I think he's going after one of the soul shards of the fallen Kudamat, the first doom. I thought he was speaking crazy, but he was so adamant about getting here. He wanted me to go out with him, but I told him no this morning. I think he might have found one of the soul shards. A soul shard is connected to a colossi of Kudamat, a massive being, an element, an aspect of him, essentially. One of his children, creations, these colossi. If Rastigan has found one, maybe he's looking for a way to control the colossi.
Those things are dormant, right? They're not about to wake up.
Wait. Does everybody here know what we're talking about except for me?
I've heard of the Colossi, but I don't know what they are.
What's he planning to do with it? Just have a giant monster pummeling around the Drylands?
Well, if he controlled one, if people don't do what he says, he could decimate an entire population with one.
You say one. Could he find the rest?
I don't know if they're controllable necessarily, but he could find the rest if he had one. It's possible.
So we're not talking about just a giant stockpile of Essentia. We're talking about overnight having an army that will allow him to control the entire Dryland or wreak havoc on it if he can't get what he wants.
Yes.
I'm gonna need a bigger lasso. Oh, jeez.
I think we gotta change our plans. We're definitely still doing the rodeo, though. That pleasure before this business.
If I'm gonna die fighting a giant monster, I'm gonna do it as a platinum champion. I don't care what else happens. I'm sorry, Mr. Lucanus.
You might as well ride one first.
Yeah, I need you to understand this. This is all in service of this goal.
I understand.
Hopefully we'll put a stop to it before we have to worry about anything like that. I have faith in us sirens.
Mr. Lucanus, do you have anyone that we could talk to get more information about what the heck is awaiting us if we go hunting a giant beast as powerful as this one?
I know Agatha. She looks after the children and teaches them. She's quite connected in the academia field, she may have someone that you could speak with as well, or we could speak with that might have information.
Would Mercy know anybody who would know more about this?
I think you might know somebody that might know a little bit more about this. The individual that runs your organization, the Covenant of the Crimson Vein. The bishop would likely know more about this, about these soul shards, how it works, how many of them there are, what is possible, at least up to what they know.
All right, well, seems like we got our work cut out for us. A lot more research and detective work. And I guess really hoping he hasn't found whatever he's looking for.
Luck is always on our side. I think we'll get there just in the nick of time.
If not, we'll just have to pry it out his cold, dead hands.
Yeah.
I think he pushes his plate away. He can't eat. And I think he says, I know you all have a show to put on tonight at my sister's. It's probably best to go celebrate, enjoy yourselves, soak in all the moments you can.
Is he worried? Does he look guilty? Is it just
A little bit of both.
Yaz is gonna speak up because he's been real nice to her, and she's just gonna say, Mr. Lucanus, I hope you know that none of this is your fault. You got tricked by a bad dude into a bad deal that you didn't even make. Whatever path that this man was on, he was going to be on it with or without you. And I guess the one silver lining is that you didn't have to get roped up in it.
I suppose you're right, but in ways I'm still part of it. But hopefully can do the right thing.
Don't worry, you'll be part of the solution to it too. You know, all this was very nice and all, but I really don't want to be in a downer before the show, so how about I slide this paper over to you? And it's not really family friendly, but I'm sure that your kids will be asleep by the night, and you have wonderful people here. So you and your wife should get out and come to the show. I insist.
And Mr. Lucanus, if I do say so myself, you're going to get a sneak peek of what Mr. Diego Weaver has cooked up for us. I really, really think you're going to be impressed tomorrow. And if nothing else fails, I will proudly be an excellent image for your company.
I have a good feeling of what Mr. Diego has been up to because I received the bill.
Oh.
It's fine.
Yeah. I was hoping that you'd get that a little bit later.
Nope, right before you got here.
Okay. I promise it's all very, very, very important. Every piece of it, and you will get a return on your investment. I can't say money back guarantee because I cannot pay any of that money back, but I promise you will get a return on your investment.
I believe it, and besides, it's a business expense, so it's fine.
Okay, cool. You'll mark it on your taxes and it'll all be okay.
Honestly, it was less than what my wife's tally usually is, so
Damn.
I was surprised.
I need to find me one of you out there in the Drylands.
Few and far between. He grabs the little SOS flyer and he says, yeah, we'll probably stop by tonight. Let loose a little.
We'll let you pick our first song. How about that?
That's what I like to hear.
All right, Sirens. He stands up. I have a few things I need to arrange and set in motion. Is there anything else you need from me?
No, sir. See you tonight.
It'll be a good time.
See you tonight. And he would step away. Staff member would wait for you for whenever they would walk you out whenever you're ready.
Can we, as we're leaving, talk to Miss Agatha and just see if she knows anybody?
Yeah, absolutely. As you walk out, you see Agatha. She's just watching the kids, and you see she's standing there, and she looks at you all as you come out. She says, "Good to see you all again. You're obviously here to talk to me about something, I gather, from your faces?
Yes, we were just having a very fruitful conversation with Mr. Lucanus, and he said that you know somebody that might know something about, oh, I don't know, lost shards and Kudamat, the last doom, there's something along those lines. And she'll look at Merciania and be like, you gotta help me out. I don't, what the hell are we asking about?
We're looking for a history lesson if you know anything about any of those topics my sister just brought up.
Right. As far as information goes, I know a little bit, but there is an expert in essentia crystals and soul shards in Havilath. Her name is Avaria Quinn. She is someone that is quite versed in it. The history, myths, and legends of the essentia, how they came to be, the soul shards that allegedly exist. There are 9, supposedly. This is just secondhand knowledge from conversation with other academics. I believe once they are located or activated, I don't know exactly how it works, but allegedly Kudamat starts siphoning their energy to grow stronger before he awakens. Of course, legend. That is what I know. But that is an individual that would have a lot more information than I.
What do you know about the Colossus specifically? I heard children's stories growing up. My father, he used to be a venture. He told me this children's story about one, but I always thought it was like a tall tale.
They are these beings essentially are essentially physical manifestations of the god Kudamat. They are persistent about protecting the soul shards. They are said to destroy anything that comes in their way. Each of them is unique in its own way. From the stories I've heard, each individual colossi with specific strengths and capabilities. I don't know all the specifics, but I do know that if a soul shard is nearby, a colossi will be near as well, looking to protect it. Another sign that a soul shard may be present is when strange aberrations begin to manifest. And aberrations can be many things, from what I know.
This is my first time hearing about any soul shard or colossi. Have there been any rumors or people talking about this anywhere in the Drylands, as far as you know, as someone versed in academic circles?
I've heard discussions of them existing. It was, for a long time, it was just said to be a story of legend, myth, things that people tell around campfires. But there have been some spottings across the Drylands over the past few months of beings doing strange things, specific creatures being more aggressive, creatures that were more wandering, kind of stayed away from civilizations, coming into civilizations and attacking. It's something very recent, so there's not a ton of research necessarily done, but there have been reports, from what I know, of other locations. And as this all has been put together, it suggests that perhaps that these are not simply legend, these are in fact real.
Thank you, Miss Agatha. You've been quite helpful.
Mercy, was there anything you had? I know you might have had something too.
I think Mercy I think she's deliberately quiet right now. I do think, though, when they leave here, she's gonna kind of split off.
I think Yennefer would just say, just be back in time for the show.
I won't be gone long. I'm just gonna send some updates.
Gotcha.
Is that code word for something? Did we change the code words?
I'm just gonna let the person I was talking about, I'm gonna let them know that there might be some help for them, and Killian, have a laugh?
All right, I guess for now, we really got to put pleasure before business because this is a whole dang mess. See you later, Mercy.
Don't worry, killing's fun. Y'all will see.
What did we get ourselves into?
Sandy runs over, seeing you in a little distress. She cuddles up against you.
I give her a big old hug. Geez, Sandy. I don't even like killing little things. Now I gotta kill a big thing.
Yennefer would go and cuddle her goat. Give it all a lovin'.
Amazing.
I don't know how you do that.
Amazing. And I think Sinbad just slithers up next to Mercy. Hey, you want to ride?
Please, thank you. That is so kind of you to offer me a ride finally.
He gets low on the ground.
That
He
makes it
just
worse.
starts slithering down the road. People book it. Get out of the way.
Don't worry, he talks. It's fine.
I think as you all kind of head, it's getting late. The sun is going down. I think you would see the fairies, or the pixies rather. You would see a bunch of them flying towards you. Miss Yaz, yes, we have finished your outfits, all 3 of them. They're done.
Oh, amazing. All right, let's go pick them up and, go get settled for the night, have a little rest before the show tonight, and get ready until Mercy's done doing whatever she needs to do.
They start kind of sheepdogging you back to the Weaver. Mercy, you head, it sounds like you're going to Telegrams R Us.
She is.
The goblins are standing there. You see Doe, and he goes, "Yeah, sir, you need something sent out? What's going on?"
Yes. Like express.
Oh, express, like fast?
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna cost you extra.
Okay.
How much you got?
A bag and a handful.
Yeah, two handfuls. A bag above table is 10 handfuls, and then he goes, "Yeah, so just 2 handfuls of gold."
She would. I'm gonna need change for this, and hand him a bag.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he gives you back the change, gives you back 8 handfuls of gold. He goes, "All right, so do you have your message now, or you're gonna write it down for me?"
She would send a message to the bishop that says, "Found a shard down here in Cinderline." And then she would go see the guy who she met earlier, Augustus. She would go see him, and she would just tell him about the healers.
I think as you go and tell him, he's very, very grateful. "I appreciate you passing that information along for me."
I don't know if they can help with your situation, but I think it's worth a try.
Well, if there is anything I can do to help you, please let me know.
Actually, there is. We might be going into a little bit of it's a lot to ask, but any extra hands might be helpful in a life or death situation. I have to ask the girls, of course, but we might need some extra muscle we'll save that for afterwards, after the party.
He gets up, he says, "Speaking of the party, I need to get freshened up.
Me too.
Do you want to use my room?"
Normally, I would say yes, but I have a different kind of communion I need to do today.
All right. Well,
But after the party, I hear it's only customary to have after parties.
there's plenty of after parties in the House of Radiance, from what I've heard. Pick your poison.
You.
On that note, as you say you, I think we'll fade away in that moment. That was E-Man as Yasmin Nash, Gwen as Yennefer Nash, Amina as Madame Mercy, and Kylie Rose as everyone and everything else. Sirens of Sundown is edited and sound designed by Brent Frederick, character art by Lucy Lynn, and graphic design by Shannon Arola. You can tune in for new episodes every other Tuesday. Until then, take it easy out there. Y'all come back now, you hear?